I had a conversation with someone yesterday and they were talking about me. They were talking about speaking to me. And it was a perfectly pleasant conversation, don't get me wrong. But one of the things they said that kind of stuck out to me was, you seem like you're a very analytical person, that you analyze things quite a lot. To be overly analytical, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. He wasn't saying it to criticize me. He's a good friend of mine. This did get me thinking that, yeah, I am very overly analytical nowadays. I think it might come across in some of my YouTube videos. I think what it actually is, what's triggering this, let's say, what's fanning this flame, is the fact that I've become very aware of my own shortcomings. I've become somewhat obsessed with correcting those shortcomings, becoming a better version of myself. Gurus that you see online, be the best version of yourself, or all those motivational videos that you see on YouTube where it's someone like David Goggins making a speech, a load of anime workout clips. They do they do somewhat resonate with me. I have to admit, I think one of the themes of that type of content, narrative, whatever you want to call it, is the theme of feeling like it's you versus the world. And I don't mean the actual world. I don't mean me versus everyone in the world, but just in your own world, in your own story. It's very much a struggle. And the last few years has been very much a struggle for me, but I'm trying to make some positive changes. Some changes which I've learned sort of coincidentally, sequentially maybe, and some changes which are very much more self-imposed. So from a fitness perspective, and I think fitness is super important here, guys, so do not switch off. I'm not talking about muscles, I'm not talking about a six-pack, I'm talking about feeling strong, feeling energetic, feeling powerful. You feel like your body is a weakness. 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, I was working in Japan. And the job I had was like a dispatch job. I would go to different places, HPE in different places. It was a really fun job. I was traveling in the daytime. There was plenty of opportunity for movement. I was always walking. Then when I actually arrived at the job, I was always on my feet. I was never sedentary. It was great. I was racking in like 15, 20, 25,000 steps per day naturally. I never had to think about things like cardio in order to stay lean. I like to look good. I like to look lean. I like to look aesthetic. I know there'll be some cynics, you look terrible. It's always been something that if I'm looking better, if I'm feeling better, if I'm feeling light in particular, I don't want to feel heavy. I don't want to feel groggy. If I'm feeling light, I feel much better in myself. Turn that on its head and say that if you're feeling overweight, heavy, yeah, it might not be necessarily because it's your fault. It might be maybe because, you've been super busy with work. You've not been able to focus on yourself. You feel worse for it, right? Think of it so much as, oh, he's an egomaniac narcissist who judges himself based on having a six-pack. It's more a case of I feel better moving around, working, doing what I need to do when my body is a certain way. That's why we all exercise, right? To get better. Here in Thailand, guys, my lifestyle is the complete opposite of that. Very, very sedentary. It can be very, very sedentary. That's why my last few videos have been on this beautiful pier, which is outside my condo there, because this is a lovely place to just come out for a walk in the sun. The sun's not too strong right now. I do a little bit of color correcting on this video to make everything look a little bit brighter and happier. Maybe my skin looks red, but rest assured it's not sunburn level sun, guys. It's just a nice bright day. There's quite a strong wind, which is really relaxing. The last 2-3 weeks, I've been racking in 10, 15, 20,000 steps per day easily, and I feel better for it. I feel lighter. So that's one thing that you can really look at, guys. Are you moving enough throughout the day? I think that's something super important. This isn't me being your guru. This is me just saying, if you're not feeling good within yourself, try moving more, try exercising more, try walking more. It really helps. Another thing is how productive you can be during the day. And just one more thing about exercise. When I was in Tokyo last time, I was having a bit of a tough time, I admit. But one of the things I enjoyed was I got into that 4 a.m. club routine. I was waking up at 4 a.m. I was going to the gym first thing in the morning. I was setting myself up as well as I could for the day. And sometimes the days were really difficult, but had I not done that, had I just slept until 6, 7 in the morning, and then just had to go straight into the day, not achieving anything for myself, not doing anything for myself, I would have felt much worse for it. So what I will say is you don't have to get up at 4 a.m. That's extreme, obviously. Currently going to a gym where I'm going to the gym at 8:30 every morning. And even that feels quite late because I know that there's a gym in my condo right there. I could get up 5 a.m., come back to the room, 7 a.m., get my daughter ready for school, take her to school, 8 o'clock, 8:30. I wouldn't be eating more into the day by going to the gym because I would have already achieved what I was setting out to achieve in terms of my fitness that day. Take that time, that effort, that energy to other things. So that's another thing to think about, guys. Starting the day right with something for yourself. Because obviously fitness is for me. It's to make me feel better. Once I've done that for myself, I feel happier, get that dopamine fix in the morning. It clears my head. It's a great way to start the day by just getting in the gym and doing something for yourself. And finally, vices. Now, I have never smoked a cigarette in my life. I've never done drugs. It's just never appealed to me. But I certainly drank a lot in the past. Don't drink anymore, but that's not because, you know, I had a problem. That's because I'm a dad now. I don't need to be going out drinking all the time. One of my vices was internet content, which might not be too good for you. You got to get rid of all that shit. Even Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is you're looking at, those algorithms, for me, were just putting me in a category of, oh, you're a guy, you like to look at naked girls. You know, you can actually reset your Instagram algorithm. Did it last week. I reset my algorithm, got rid of a load of vice type material. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't follow OnlyFans girls. I think it's pathetic. I don't follow sexy girls, influencer girls. Resetting that algorithm after years of it just putting me in a pocket of being, oh, you're a guy who wants to see asses and tits. Type of content is designed to create a ranking system, because imagine paying for an OnlyFans subscription, guys. You are creating a divide between you and this girl that you want to see naked, that you want to see doing whatever it is she's doing. And the fact that some of these girls are getting mainstream publicity nowadays, it used to be a vice, right? It used to be a dark little corner of the internet. You'd go and look at someone like Jenna Jameson, Brianna Banks, all those ones. Nowadays, it's basically a girl who doesn't want to work an honest full-time job, who's got no morals, is like, I'll be a stay-at-home porn star. And there's always an army of guys lining up. Yeah, of course, I'll give you money, I'll give you money. Giving these girls power, relevancy, and it's normalizing that type of thing for the future. I've got a 3-year-old girl. Do you think I want her growing up, going to school? She's studying her bollocks off because she's a smart girl and I raised her respectfully. And she sees some other girl who just gives up and decides to go and start getting smashed online for money. It's all about self-improvement. I'm not near a nighttime location right here, and I bloody love it. I'm not interested in any of that shit. I've never been interested in any of that shit. Imagine going to a bar and paying a girl to have a conversation with you. It's wild to me. It's wild to me that guys put themselves in these sort of pockets. This is when people say like, guys have it easier in the world. No, guys have it easier in some ways, but girls definitely have it easier in other ways in life, without a shadow of a doubt. A guy is not going to make that sort of money by just going and flashing his balls online. Maybe he will, maybe there's a market for that, but you get what I'm saying, guys. These girls are assuming a position of power, and the fact that so many guys just submit to that is crazy to me. I guess the question becomes, what is the end game? What point am I trying to get at here? Be a better version of yourself. Yeah, it's a bit cliche, it's a bit cheesy, but I guess I'll put the question over to you guys. Have you experienced any evidence that this type of thing works? This type of like self-belief mindset. You start believing that you are the man that you want to become. Start thinking and acting like you're a millionaire, and eventually you will become a millionaire. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if it's just jargon just to get views, but it's interesting. One thing's for sure, I've been ultra negative the last couple of years, ultra cynical the last couple of years. I have been through some shit, definitely. And I can't just dismiss that. I can't just ignore that. I can't just say like, it's nothing, because it was tough. I had some dark thoughts, some dark times, but I don't think staying in that mindset long term is going to help me anymore. And that's why I'm making these changes to the best dad I can be, the best husband I can be. It's all about being positive. And if you want to support the journey, guys, feel free to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, And if you like this sort of conversation, then drop some wisdom down below. See you in the next one. Bye bye.